your gig? Did you
No,
do
my dad used to be a professional boxer, so we have all...
So was mine.
Really?
My dad
What
was a
weight
boxer.
class?
My dad was a lightweight.
Really?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
dad was lightweight, too.
Really? I remember my dad just kicked the hell out of your dad.
Well, if your dad was that tough, then you should be able to bust my ass.
Normally, I don't like to kick the guests around, but, you know, sometimes it is necessary. Okay, now you're a fashion designer. What do you think? Am I too mutual fund salesman? What?
You know, a little bit. You could go a little edgier, I think.
Edgier, think? Can you tell I'm wearing a leather thong right now? No, see, you can't. Now, were you good at sports? Were you a baseball player?
I sucked at every sport, Jay. That's why I'm a comedian.
That's right.
I went to like a white school and they would pick me last for basketball. I really
I've heard, again, there is a lot of nudity in the film, or you have some nude scenes.
Actually, I'm appearing totally nude right now.
Oh, really? So that's... Really? So...
only butt naked.
You know what I heard? There's talk of putting you on a quarter. Did you folks know about this? Yeah. What do you think of that?
No, you know why it's not going to happen, don't you?
Why
They say,
won't
well,
it
you basically have to be dead.
We don't have to be dead. In fact, we got a thing from the Mint. Can we show our quarter? Look. There it is right there. Look. See? Looks good. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Grant.
It was one particularly timely interview in the summer of 1995 that put Jay in the ratings lead for good.
Let me start with question number one. What the hell were you thinking?
I must say, you know, I admire your honoring the commitment.
Well, the fact is, I owe it to the studio, and the other thing is that although I've never been one to, you know, blow my own trumpet, as they say, I think this is... this is a funny film.
You got the biggest show on TV. Critical success?
Critical success.
Rating success?
Rating success.
You quit, you're on the top of the game. What the hell were you thinking?
Jay, I was driving down Sunset. She looked 18.
Get out before the scandal hits.
I was just giving her a lift.
Thank you for coming out. I know you don't usually do these kind of shows, so it's a thrill to have you here. Now, I know you're a New Yorker. Jerry's moving to New York. Any tips?
There's this great soup place. I don't know. Really? No, I don't know. Yeah, in the 50s.
Really?
Yeah.
How is the service?
He's like ill-tempered kind
I
of
see.
guy.
All right, I'll check it out.
Please welcome the lovely Angie Harmon.
Yes, I'm dating.
Can I ask you his name? Can I ask you what he does?
No.
Really? I mean, what if he wanted to come out? If I say his name, let's see if he comes out.
Okay.
Okay. His name is Jason Sehorn. He plays with the New York Giants. Jason, are you there? How are you? Good. If you want to,
Yeah.
Hi, what are you doing?
You marry me.
Jason. Oh, my God. Baby. Oh.
look at that ring. Even Elton's jealous. And? Is that a yes? Like last night, sitting there with Angie, it was like my entire high school experience. I'm talking to the most beautiful girl in the room. A football player walks in, steals her away. I end up by myself listening to Elton John. It was the same thing. It was just like high school. Just like high school.
Up next, David Letterman with Bill Murray, Cher, and Larry Bud Melman.
It's Late Night with David Letterman. And now, the subject of the shocking new Kitty Kelly biography, David Letterman.
It's a late night show starring Dave Letterman, Indianapolis's own. Chili skits music and gas. Is Bud Melvin for real? Hey, man, I don't know. It's the Dave Letterman Show. Keep it crazy, funny man. Well, use that Marvin Albert with his bloopers. You're gonna love that Dave Letterman Show. Here comes Dave.
Hey, we're outside Rockefeller Center. And can you see that? That's David Letterman's old office on the 14th floor here at NBC. Sadly, it's now a rat-infested hellhole where grifters and rummies go to bottom out. But in the 1980s, it's where Dave and his writers reinvented the television talk show. It all started on February 1st, 1982. David Letterman, after numerous appearances with Johnny Carson, and after a hilarious but failed morning show, debuted his late-night show in the 12:30 slot. Some people called the Letterman Show the anti-talk show, and only somebody at Dave's generation and uniquely cynical perspective could have broken down the form to alternately make fun of the medium of TV, yet do it better than just about anybody.
Now, where exactly do I stand? Do I stand like here, or is it over here, or is it just a little bit, is it about...
Oh, man, what a program we have slapped together at the last minute for you folks here tonight. Anybody in there? Hello? Hey! Now, the fun officially begins.
Don't try this at home. I know you have the 900-gallon tank. I know you have the oxygen. I know you have the suit of Alka-Seltzer and a staff of 100 people. No!
Describe the scene to you, but I am blinded by the mist. It appears that David Letterman has come out of that mist and has crossed the finish line first.
Here's the shot from the late night Skycam. There we are. Now here it goes, working its way across the studio. Ooh, there's the Skycam operator. Go ahead. Zippy, come on out here, buddy. Since we began the tradition back in the mid-'60s of mashing stuff with a steamroller has not just been a hobby, but a way of life for those of us here on the show.
How about a nice styrofoam cooler of beer?
Cooler full of beer. Now we're getting somewhere.
The Dogwood Lodge bowling trophy.
What year?
68 or 69?
68, 69, all right.
A whoopee cushion.
Since this is network TV, how about 5 of them?
Barbie's dream house.
Sorry, Barbie. The dream is over.
Keep the looters back, for God's sake. They're taking Barbie's possession. You people go back to your homes. There's nothing more to be seen here. Get this area cordoned off.
In Lincoln, Nebraska.
One of the great things about Dave's show is you could never really tell what was going on. Was Dave really mad? What's the deal with Paul?
The buildings are fake back there. Your tie is fake. The camera is nothing more than a prop. Look at that. It's nothing. Even the NBC pages are fake.
Hello there.
Welcome
welcome to New York, sometimes called Fun City. Do you have any questions about New York? Did you have a snack? Well, won't you please?
As I understand it, you have 2 cans of the same dog food, the regular and the new improved.
Right.
And you're going to tell us if there's a difference?
Right, between Kennel Ration and Kennel Ration New Improved.
You're going to conduct a little test there.
And we'll see which is better.
All right, well, yeah.
Dave, I think she's right. I can't tell much difference between the two.
Thanks anyway.
So this is the General Electric building, and, you know, I have a little gift, and we thought, what the heck, let's just drop in and, you know, say hello, just see how it's going, and, you know, they can't object to that, can they? I'll just go on in and see what happens. Hi, how are you? I'm Dave Letterman. Nice to meet you. What is your name?
I'm going to ask you to turn the cameras off, please.
Okay, we just wanted to drop off this basket of fruit.
Okay. Would you put the cameras, please?
It's a gesture of goodwill.
Will you cut the cameras, please? We have to talk to the director right over there, Mr. Green.
Here it is in slow motion now, the General Electric corporate handshake. Get a good look at it because
David,
nice meeting
I'm so glad you met. You know what? You're the kind of guy I'd like to have as my friend. I'd like to call you up on Wednesday nights and say, you watching Dynasty? You know? Nice guy. Nice guy.
Okay, try and get the number.
Because I thought that I would never want to do this show with you.
Now, why? Now, let's explore this a little. Why? Because you thought I was
An ass.
They're of course not booing, they're just chanting, share, share. And of course, for you folks at home who may have missed that, what she said was she thought I was an awfully nice guy.
You're a...
I think you can use some of those words on TV. I'm not...
Dave was always experimenting. Some of the most memorable moments occurred during late night's occasional concept shows.
Tonight's show comes to you entirely from this gigantic 747 aircraft. By the way, that's Connie Chung up there. John Chancellor didn't want to do it.
When you need a flight attendant, simply attach this lower torso dummy to the inside of your window so that it appears desperately wedged in the sub-zero upper atmosphere. Here's how it works. Excuse me. Excuse me. You don't mind if I just... There you go. See? Yeah, that works. Now, a flight attendant is sure to rush to your seat, and you can all share in a really good laugh.
Gracias, bienvenidos. Bienvenidos al programa, damas y caballeros, donde hace solo unos minutos recibimos consejos del auditorio.
Vaya!
Here's what's going to happen. I guess you can see what's happening already. About every 15 minutes, the show will rotate 90 degrees, so
There we go.
it'll be like that. Yeah. And then when it's completely 180 degrees, it'll be like that. By the way, thank God for this handy visual aid, huh? Boy, is this annoying.
Is that any way to be? History is being made.
Yeah.
I am going to be just standing. If you stand this way,
The whole
there's really
thing-
no problem.
The whole thing goes around completely.
And of course, the reason for the extra security tonight, stupid pet trick.
This is your dog here?
This is my boy, not a dog.
It's not a dog. Okay. Well, I'll play along, sure. And what will Brute do for us tonight?
He's going to sing you some bluegrass. That's boy, you done it good then.
What exactly are you doing with your hand here? What is Rocky going to do, Carolyn?
Rocky's gonna rock.
Come on.
Oh!
Hammer, the pit bull, and he's bowling. Just lob one into the crowd. Look out! Come on, dancer. Whoa! Put him at the foul line. See what he can do there. Oh, my. Yeah. It's, you know, Mary, it's just too bad you didn't have time to think up a trick.
Sandy, why don't you go get your chair down there?
Oh!
Now, offer your hand to Sandy. Offer your hand to the lady like a gentleman.
She's gonna leap at me and pull a vein out of my neck and kill me. I began a relationship with NBC in the late 70s, in roughly 1978. I was a guest on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and it was, I think, the most exciting moment of my life in big-time television. And I've had an association with NBC ever since. And through all of those years, I have never been anything but completely proud of my relationship with this network. And I hope in some small measure that they took some pride in our accomplishments. For me, it's just been terrific. Have a good night. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
When we come back, we'll look at the very early years of late night on NBC. But be warned, some of it's going to be in black and white and look something like this. See? It's really not that bad. In the meantime, enjoy this message from the good people at the Studebaker Automobile Company. Weaver, that's Sigourney Weaver's dad, by the way, wanted his network to stake a claim in late night. So in 1950, Broadway Open House premiered, hosted twice a week by Maury Amsterdam, better known as Buddy Sorrell from the Dick Van Dyke Show, and the other nights by a vaudeville veteran named Jerry Lester. And guess what? People actually stayed up past 11 o'clock to watch it. Broadway Open House was an instant hit. Jerry Lester's freewheeling style made him an especially good ringleader for the chaotic hour of comedy, music, and improvisation.
How are you, Jerry? Oh, I feel very talented tonight. I told you the truth. Dear, I'm lonely because you're Josephine.
All the brains thought that radio stopped at 10 o'clock, television stopped at 10 o'clock. So the contribution was the fact that we opened up an hour that people stay up. We proved it.
Lester surrounded himself with an odd assortment of characters, including the popular curvaceous bombshell, Dagmar.
How do you like my equipment?
Maury Amsterdam and Jerry Lester left the show after about a year, and Broadway Open House ended its run in August of 1951. But Pat Weaver and NBC had pioneered a valuable piece of TV real estate. Now they had to find the right host to take late-night television to the next level. Steve Allen was hosting a local New York late-night show, and in September 1954, NBC began to broadcast it nationally from the Hudson Theater in Manhattan. The Tonight Show was born.
From New York City, the National Broadcasting Company presents Tonight, starring Steve Allen.
Thanks for just joining us. This is Tonight. And I can't think of too much to tell you about it, except I want to give you the bad news first. This program is going to go on forever. Boy, you think you're tired now. Wait till you see 1 o'clock roll around.
Steve Allen was a true television innovator. He created the basic format of conversation, comedy, and music that most talk shows still use. Steve's show was an hour and 45 minutes long, so he had plenty of time to experiment. His comedy was off the wall, smart, and inventive, and he went out of his way to showcase unusual guests, like this guy, who pulled a car with his ears.
In case you tuned in late, this is a scene from the new picture, Pedestrian. Rock and roll music is the most barbaric form of nonsense ever heard by human ears. Yes. Its attraction stems from barbaric beats that would not even appeal to a smart caveman. Appeals to the lower natures of men, and is disgusting. The solution to this problem is to send these savage rock and roll punks to another country. Signed, Elvis Presley.
Joshua, we're going to lose just a few of the stations here for about 1 minute. See that little white dot in the corner of the screen over there?
No, yes. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. There we are. Okay, 1, 2, 3. No,
I don't see anything. This man is blind.
Sometimes, Steve's stunts got him into trouble. Like the time the Tonight Show traveled to Miami. Steve persuaded the Marine Corps to land a helicopter on the beach. Terrified locals thought there'd been a military invasion, and police switchboards were jammed.
Folks, we landed in Cuba. Let's get out of here.
After 3 years, Steve Allen left Tonight to host a primetime show on NBC. But his legacy continued. Though Steve was a tough act to follow, NBC scored when they tapped Jack Paar to take over the show in July of 1957. Jack was a class act all the way, and further refined the Tonight Show format, emphasizing intelligent conversation and a wide range of quirky guests.
I walk out in New York, and if there's applause, I'm surprised when I say... And the audience sits there saying...
What do you do on TV?
I'm a personality type show.
Oh, really? I never watched.
I'll tell you if you don't... I'll tell you if you don't tell anybody. Because this may come as quite a surprise to
Yes.
you. Because I'm informal, and
I was told when I...
when I'm speaking, you always wait. Because you don't know who I am yet.
I'm beginning to find out.
I'm going to get banned. You want to do commercials for me?
Are you Luke? Are you little Luke?
I don't drink. Everybody thinks I drink.
What are you on? You've been there and back.
Isn't that silly? You better sell it before we get in a lot of trouble.
Don't open your purse. I'm afraid what's in there.
Leonard Box. You remember Leonard Box?
I heard you speak of it.
Yeah. Leonard, he's a small man.
I understand.
Leonard Box bought an automatic milking machine to milk his cows because he felt he was losing his grip.
That's good.
The other night, he forgot to turn it off. And this morning, all his cows were turned wrong side out.
Jack Paar was a unique talent whose emotions were never far below the surface. In February 1960, he told a story that, by today's standards, was extremely tame, but not tame enough for the NBC censors, who cut the story out of Parr's show, infuriating the host. The famous water closet incident culminated in a landmark late-night event, a host quitting his own show on the air.
There must be a better way of making a living than this. You have been peachy to me always.
When Paar walked out, guest hosts filled in, including a young comic and game show host named Johnny Carson. Finally, NBC and Jack Paar buried the hatchet, and Jack's first night back was national news.
I believe my last words were that there must be a better way of making a living than this. Well, I have looked. and there isn't.
Jack Paar left The Tonight Show in March of 1962, tired of the controversies he often found himself embroiled in. He went out on top, though, and The Tonight Show was now required bedtime viewing for Americans, which meant there was a lot of pressure on Parr's replacement, the witty 36-year-old host of game shows like Who Do You Trust?, Johnny Carson. Now, unfortunately, only the audio portion survives from Johnny's much-anticipated debut as host on October 1st, 1962.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This is kind of an emotional thing for me because I've known about this show for a long time. And the newspapers and the magazines, and I've probably been interviewed 150 times in the last 9 months since I've known about this. And I only have one feeling as I stand here knowing that so many people are watching. I want my man there.
Johnny had a broad appeal, a Midwestern boy-next-door innocence coupled with the hipness to deliver a double entendre.
Hey, we've got a real humdinger of a show tonight. And if you think it was easy for our producer to find a dinger that could hum, when you have free time, I would like to mother you. Look, we asked for questions about Hollywood. I'm 65 years old. I'm about to...
Johnny turned his monologue into the daily barometer of how we as Americans were feeling about our society and its leaders.
Gerald Ford said he was disappointed in not being the party's standard bearer, but he yesterday did turn down Ronald Reagan's offer to be his vice presidential running mate. That would have been a great ticket, Reagan and Ford. An actor and a stuntman. Did you see the picture in the magazine of Reagan riding his horse on the ranch? With George Bush running behind with a pooper scooper?
Sometimes, Johnny was the most fun to watch when something didn't work.
Oh, Margaret Thatcher is not in town. She actually is in Washington and with meetings, and a reporter asked her what the biggest contribution that Great Britain has made. And she said, deporting Robin Leach.
Hello, 1 and 2. Attention Kmart shoppers, aisle 34, garden hose and lawnmowers.
Welcome to the Johnny Carson Tonight Show.
Look at the resumes of today's biggest comedy stars, and they'll almost all have one thing in common: a career-changing appearance on The Tonight Show.
Buddy Hackett's on the show, and he's about 1 million times funnier than I am. But tonight we're getting paid the same.
So I went to the post office to get a stamp for the card, and I'm waiting online at the post office. You notice, I love these posters they have on the wall there. When you wait online, killers, murderers, thieves. Why the post office? What do they want us to do about it? Write the guy? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, do people rip these off the wall, go up to the counter? Yeah, give me a book of stamps and a search warrant. I'm going after this guy. I've had it up to here with his activity. You know, my main question about these posters on the wall is, why didn't they hold on to this guy when they're taking his picture?
You know, 'cause women, we lie to men all the time, you know. It's not that we mean to or anything. It's just that it takes too long to explain the truth. Yeah, so it's like, oh, you're the best lover I ever had. It's never been like this. Stop, stop, you're killing me.
This is his first appearance with us on The Tonight Show. Would you welcome Tim Allen?
I love my tools. I walk into Sears Craftsman area, my nipples get rock hard, I swear. One thing I could never understand is duct tape. You never leave a Sears without duct tape. 90-foot of silver grill, Permacell U.S.-made cloth-back duct tape. And nobody knows what this stuff's for. My motto is, you can't fix it, duck it.
Would you welcome Ellen DeGeneres?
That whole fitness thing runs in my family, though, I think. My grandmother started walking 5 miles a day when she was 60. She's 97 today, and we don't know where the hell she is. I'm kidding. We know where she is. She's in prison. But, I'm kidding again. You know, I kid a lot because I'm a comedian.
A lot of people get bummed out when it rains. Not me. I love it when it rains. More rains, more I like it. Bring on the rain. When it rains really hard, see, I like to run stop signs just to make cops get out of their car. Hey, hell with them. I got the money. Get out, man. Why make the money if you can't enjoy spending it? Just stand there and make them stand there in a big puddle in the rain? All right, you. You know why I stopped you? Yeah. You know why I ran a sign?
And on some very rare occasions, it would happen. The wave from Johnny, calling you over to the couch, welcoming you to stardom.
You're funny as hell. Thanks, I appreciate that.
You really are.
Thanks. Oh, you too.
Yeah.
So...
You don't have to say that, but what the hell? I'll accept that.
This is great, man. Thanks for even having me. Hi, Ed. How you doing?
When Ed McMahon announced that the Mighty Carson art players were on the show, that meant that Johnny would be doing one of his unforgettable characters, like Aunt Blabby.
Dear Blabber, I was on a subway the other day and some strange person pinched me. It's terrible that a self-respecting woman can't go on a subway without trouble. Now, what do you think?
Yes, that is terrible. I was on a subway the other day, had to move 4 times. It was frightening.
Did somebody pinch you?
Finally, yes.
The thing to remember about guns is always to have the safety on. Never point a gun at anywhere, anyone. Always point the gun in the air. That way...
Come to our sales office in person. How do you get there? Let me tell you, friends, how to get there. You take the Golden State Freeway to the Ventura Freeway to the San Diego Freeway till you come to the Slauson cutoff. Get out of your car, cut off your Slauson. That's right.
Having trouble divining this one? All right. Yeah.
Sis boom ba.
Sis boom ba.
Describe the sound made when a sheep explodes.
Some of Johnny's best guests weren't even human.
They say if you look an animal right in the face and talk to them, you'd say, then they know you're not scared.
These are fruit eaters, so they find the fruit where their sight and also sense of smell.
Take your stick.
That's all right. Wait a minute.
What's he doing? You didn't tell me he could fly.
I didn't know he could fly.
Well, what the hell else don't you know about him?
Okay, I guess you can probably remove him from there if you want to.
He's just getting comfortable.
Well, I can't sit here the rest. I can't sit and talk to people with an animal on my head. Was he spitting? Was that saliva?
And he'll laugh. If you laugh at him, he'll usually laugh. Will he laugh for you?
Johnny's 30-year late-night reign ended when he retired in May 1992. Bette Midler was there and summed it up beautifully.
Dear Mr. Carson, I am writing this to you, and I hope that you will read it so you'll know. My heart just beat a patter, and I stutter and I stammer.
every time I see you on your TV show. I guess I'm just another fan of yours, and I thought I'd write and tell you so. You made me watch you. I didn't want to do it. Jack Paar had put me through it. You made me watch you. I love the jokes you're flogging when you are monologuing. I watched your hair turn slowly from dark to white. And when I can't sleep, I count your wives at night. I drop my drawers for the kind of bucks you're making for simple double taking. Before you bid adieu, don't be cheap, put the Cordova to sleep. How I miss the social intercourse so varied. Now I have to have it with the guy I married. You know I'd rather watch you.
NBC Studios in beautiful downtown Burbank. Studio One is where Johnny did his show for almost 20 years after moving from New York in 1972. And here's a really interesting fact. Studio One was also where Johnny made his network television debut on Ed Wynn's All-Star Review in 1952. On that night, Johnny could never have known what he'd mean to all of us by the time he wrapped up his own run after 30 years and 5,000 shows in that very same studio. When we come back, watch as I attempt to finesse the issue of showing clips of my own show without looking like a self-aggrandizing jackass.
Still to come, the very best of Late Night with Conan O'Brien and Saturday Night Live.
It left an opening, and that meant that I somehow ended up with my current job. Now, it would be really awkward and self-serving if I had to introduce a bunch of clips from my own show. So here to make a few simple, off-the-cuff remarks is former United States Senator and American hero, John Glenn.
Thank you, Conan. In September 1993, a comet lit up the late-night sky. That comet's name was Conan O'Brien. His extraordinary wit, intelligence, and innovative genius... you know, I can't say this garbage. Why don't you just roll the clips?
Roll the clips. Making a movie with Carrot Top, right?
Made a movie with Carrot Top.
Okay. But what's the movie going to be called? Really?
I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
Box Office Poison.
There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
How did you feel about that when they came to you and said you're going to play a pot-smoking granny?
I love reefer.
You die in it, and this is how you come back.
I died. I got up. I went over to the producer, and I said, I got an idea. Captain... Kirk.
Are you still with John Stamos? I know you two have been going out for a long time. Is that relationship is it falling apart yet? What's going on?
Why, Conan?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to put the sex back into St. Patrick's Day.
My question is, do you ever speak softly? I mean, how do you get a book in the library? You go in there going, I'm looking for a book!
You know, I'm so excited, man. You know, I tell you, I'm pumped. You know, the audience love me. I'm excited. Look at me plus five, man. That's right. That's right.
Look at you! Look at you, you are Poop Jerry! Jerry! I want to scoop you off the street with an inside-out baggie!
All right, I think we should move on because, this guy... Okay. Well, what about the more serious charge that you asked Monica Lewinsky to lie in her deposition?
I never, ever asked her to lie under deposition. I asked her to lie there in that position. Oh.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you, Arnold. Yes, thank you. Did you like that? Was that fun?
I think it was very fun, but I knew you were going to do that. I knew you. Look, I know you too well. I watch your show all the time. It's one of your old tricks, but I came prepared.
Hi, you little girly man. Yeah, I'm just a virgin. I'm a virgin. I have never had sex before. Yes. Oh, I'm a girly man. Yeah.
Did you know that NBC has a Turkish spa?
Oh, right here, you mean?
Yeah, isn't that great?
That is great. That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, the only catch is you have to be completely naked.
That's no problem. I mean, I'll check it
I think
out.
you're gonna like it. Yeah. Here, give me the robe. Just give me the robe. Get in there.
The movie, it's called The Price Above Rubies, and then we'll talk. Hi, Matt. What do you do? I've been the victim of a little trick. Keep it pretty cold in here. How's the show going? Going pretty good. Conan, he's all right? Yeah, he's fine. Is Katie around? That's real letter. Oh, okay.
Here we go, getting closer and closer. So I dive after you dive. Once I restrain it by the neck, you take the tail in, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hit it. Trude, Utten Herr, Trevor Schoen, Kunde, ja, mit lief Manning. De ver Kunze took it of me. Kunze? Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, footage from the night I let my dad direct the show. All right.
Matthew, can you move a little closer, please, to Conan?
He's sitting in a chair. He
I
can't.
want to widen the close shots.
Just turn that off.
Alexa, say hi to Grandpa.
Okay,
say hi.
would you just turn it off?
All right,
okay?
hold on. Which is the
All right,
off
I don't
button?
think you realize.
Maybe now is not the time.
Get out of my life!
Maybe now is not the time. Son?
Just leave me alone.
Son.
Leave me alone. We got a great show for you tonight, don't we, Andy?
We sure do. And let's just make it an easy one for my sake, okay? Because, you know, I'm 2 days away from retirement.
Oh, that's right. Any special plans?
I'm just going to sail to Barbados and take it easy.
Wow. How I envy you. Our guest tonight is my favorite local weatherman.
You trying to watch yourself, man?
Yeah, I'm trying to watch my own show. What's that?
I said they don't show that in Houston.
No, we're on at 2:40 in the morning.
Yeah, but they don't show that kind of crap in Houston.
No. We're the good crap now.
Oh, you're the good crap?
Yeah, you're talking about the first year.
Yeah.
No.
Where's your crappy buddy at?
No. He's good now. And I'm good now. For the first year and a half. Crap. But then we got our stuff together, and now it's a good show.
Oh, okay. Well,
what's your name?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, how are you? Good to meet you.
Real well.
Oh, good. I'm trying to find my show.
Well,
it's on right now.
Find it first, because it's not a show without the little fat dude.
He's back in New York City. He's in drug rehab.
That's a good place for him.
Yeah, he's taking care of himself.
That's good.
Okay, I'm going to try and get the show. All right, good to meet you. Take care. I was just almost murdered. And I just want everyone to know that. Now, it's very customary for Irish Americans to come back to Ireland, try and find their roots. This is my father when he was a young man. His name is Augie. Those ears were surgically altered later on. Those were...
I can stay and have a chat with them, buy them a drink, and that's it. Get chatted up.
That wasn't a sentence.
I go to the house at the house,
yes.
With the brandy.
Well, yeah. This is the most famous Irish American. This is Shaquille O'Neal. Can you say Shaquille O'Neal? This is O'Brien Castle. This is my castle. It's up here on the cliffs of Moher. I have no idea why my ancestors abandoned it. They must have been idiots. It's beautiful. Who would leave this place?